Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Over the Bar. My name is Adeoye Salem. And today I have a very interesting guest. If you've been watching Over the Bar, if you've been watching Win Sport basically this season, you would have seen him. He came once to rant about Chelsea. And after 6 games, I felt it's very important that I bring him here so that we can. I really want to hear his opinion about Chelsea. But before we go on, let me not go on without introducing him. Daniel Alpha, how market?
Market's bad. Very bad. Very bad.
Hey, why is that? In recent times, I haven't seen a Chelsea fan that if I ask how market, that will say market is good. Everybody seems to be saying market bad. Why?
The expectation really. It went from 100 to 0 real quick. 100 to 0 real quick.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What were you expecting at the start of the season?
Okay. Personally, I expected a challenge for the title. Personally. Because looking at the investments made, we are not in Europe. So I expected lesser games. That means a better shot at the title, But right now, I don't know again. I don't understand.
You said you expect better shots at the title and all of that, but you need to look at it. Don't you feel your team is in the process of rebuilding? And if your team is in the process of rebuilding, you shouldn't be expecting to win a title?
First things first. That's rebuilding. I don't really buy it. I don't buy it, to be fair. I don't buy it. We've seen teams, even okay, fine, winning the league might be a long shot, but in the end, signs at least. That's, sign. At least let's see something that we can, work with. Something, hope for the future, But there's really nothing. It's dark, really dark.
When a Chelsea fan says it's dark, believe me,
dark.
It's really dark.
I was thinking we had a shot at the title, rebuilding all those stories. We had a shot, but come on, this is Chelsea now. We had a shot, but right now it's dark.
Okay, Chelsea have won the Premier League title 5 times, and then of course that before the Premier League started, that's a club that has been relegated 6 times before the Premier League started. Let's look at it now. The last time we were relegated was in the 1987-1988 season. That's like a long time ago. And then, of course, you bounce back immediately the next season. But let's look at it now. With the way things are, 6 games. And 6 games, just 5 points from 6 games out of a possible 18. And if you do the mathematics, if another 12 games, you have 10 points. Out of the possible, if another 12 games, you have 10 points out of. Okay, let me take this back. 6 games, 5 points out of the possible 18. By the time we've played 12 games, and then you now have 10 points out of a possible 36. I'm not saying that's the way it is going to be. I'm just, I'm following the permutations. Are you guys not smelling relegation?
We're already in relegation. This is like a relegation battle for me. 5 points. That's like Burnley vibes or this Bournemouth. That's the kind of vibe they give now. Teams that want to fight relegation, they start with 5 points after 6-7 games. That's not Chelsea spirit, And it really hurts me every time, every game week. I'll be so happy going. By the time I'm leaving, I begin to wonder if I don't understand.
But let's see. One of the basic things for me is the fact that when we talk about rebuilding, Todd Bowley seems to have a pattern, a particular idea of rebuilding. But the funny thing is that Todd Bowley came in May 2022, and between May 2022 and as at September 20, when the window closed, Chelsea Football Club under Todd Bowley has signed over 30 players. Do you think that's a proper way to rebuild? I mean, this last window you signed well above 10. I think about while you sold about 10 players thereabout, you also signed in about 13 or 14. Is that a good sign for a team that wants to rebuild, or is that a good way to rebuild?
Disposing of the players in the team and bringing in a new batch. I wouldn't say it was bad, and I wouldn't say it is good. Now, what do I mean? We had a bad season last year, fine. So this, in the mind of the fans, what we wanted was, we needed a quick change again, like, it's like these players, some of them are not. But then, if you look at it now, some of the players we even took off, they're not even better than the ones that were brought in. You look at the likes of Jackson, the likes of Lavia, I don't know where he is, only God knows where he is. You look at some of these players and you begin to wonder, the ones that left, are they not really better than the ones that were brought in? I expected Pochettino to do a better job in regards to his transfers. I'm not sure he has done a good job in regards to transfers.
So basically, you agree that the signings are not working.
Most of them are not working. So I feel some of them are just, I don't know what to call them. They are not. Most of them are not, they are not Chelsea. Some of them are not Chelsea caliber. They're just signing for signing sake.
When you say Chelsea caliber, this is where it gets interesting for me. I'd like you to name players that are Chelsea caliber for me.
Okay. Now
let's look at the Premier League, the entire Premier League. Let's look at all this player, irrespective of the club that player is playing for. Yeah. We know good players when we see one. So give me players that are Chelsea caliber from your own point of view.
Okay. I'll call a player from last summer, a player we missed last summer. That's Jules Koundé. We missed Jules Koundé last summer.
Okay.
That's Chelsea kind of player, Robert Lewandowski, that kind of striker that will bring fear to the opponents. That kind of striker that, come on, Jackson is not even proven. Like, I don't know how we go to Chelsea. Things might work for him later, but I don't know. To be frank, he's not better than Aubameyang. He's not a better player, a better striker than Aubameyang. But we let Aubameyang go and brought Jackson in. So I don't know. That doesn't look like an upgrade to me. Looks like a downgrade. Now, this might sound in fact, it's going to be very controversial. Romelu Lukaku. Fine, he has issue with the club and all this and that, but still, a new manager coming in, I expected that he will try to, try and get on the player's right side. Look at Romelu Lukaku. You can't. Romelu Lukaku's right leg is better than Jackson's both legs. But you see Chelsea, he let another striker go.
Wait, you said Romelu Lukaku's right leg?
Yes.
Is better than
Jackson's both legs.
Well, of course, we all know that Romelu Lukaku is right-footed.
He's left-footed.
Oh, forgive me there if that's an error on my part. So you're saying Romelu Lukaku's weaker foot?
Yes.
Is stronger than Nicolas Jackson's?
Yes. And I'm not exaggerating.
What gives you that impression?
It's what I know. Lukaku is proven, irrespective of the behind-the-scene issues he had with the club and all. He's proven. I didn't. Fine, if you're letting him go, the person you should bring should be better than Lukaku, not worse than Lukaku, because that's just a downgrade. Chelsea didn't improve in the number 9 position, and that's where a dog without a bite is just barking. No bites. Yes, now.
So the lion
bites.
in your
that lion
logo,
doesn't have bite now. Right now, bite.
So basically, that lion is now a puppy.
Puppy, yeah.
The puppy is stood back. Some bite.
There's no bite. That's no bites. Chelsea right now, there's no bite in the club. No one seems to be scared of the club again. I remember the times we had the likes of Eden Hazard, Pedro, Costa. That's bite. You understand? Bite.
What went
Not
wrong?
now.
Daniel, what went wrong? What can you say is wrong with this Chelsea team? I've seen people talk about Chelsea. I've seen people get mad, get angry, but nobody has really been able. People have different speculations, different views about it. I mean, you cannot say, and of course, somebody said something. I said our culture is to buy and win. But then I'm looking at the list of players that has been signed under Todd Bowley, over 30. And I'm seeing the likes of Alex Matos. I'm seeing the likes of Ishe Williams. And I'm like, are we signing to win? Or are we signing and building for the future? Where do you fall on this radar?
Okay, where it went wrong.
Where first of all it went wrong, and where do you fall? Would you want to win trophies now, or would you like to build for the future?
Okay, where it went wrong, first things first, was the selling of the club from the Roman Empire. We miss the Roman. Every Chelsea fan misses the Roman Empire.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that was where it first went wrong. Then, I think before then, the sacking of Thomas Tuchel.
Do you guys really need to have sacked Tuchel?
At that point, he was out of his depth. Yeah.
Why? What happened? Again, what happened? I'd like to hear.
At that point, sacking doesn't just come once. It's something that builds. At that point, he was when they say out of his depth, some of his decisions became very strange. The tactics, the way the team was playing, it didn't seem to be improving. Tuchel is a tactician, don't get me wrong, he's a tactician. But at that point, he wasn't getting it right. Chelsea is a club that the success has to be instant.
No.
Yes, we are not waiting for anybody. We are not waiting for. That's how it has been.
Now blood the boil.
Yes, that's how it has been.
Is that how it has been, or is that a new culture that was developed under Roman Abramovich?
Yes. Look at the. We have to go back to Jose Mourinho. The first season. That you just go back to Jose Mourinho's first season, and then you know that the success is instant. The impact should be instant. We are not waiting for anything. You understand? We are not waiting for anybody.
I can see the pain in your eyes. I can see you're talking about Ose, and I could see that not just Spain, but also some level of memory. Like, can we bring Ose back?
I tweeted that, I think on Saturday after the loss. Get me Jose Mourinho. At least he's going to win. Mourinho is going to win. It doesn't even matter if it's FA Cup. He's going to win something. He must win. He must touch something. All the managers have been bringing in their bang average at best. Lampard, for goodness sake, Lampard. Graham Potter. I actually don't know what went wrong with Graham Potter. He had it in him. I don't know what happened with Graham Potter.
With Graham Potter, I personally think that he hasn't matured to being a big club coach yet. I may be right or might be wrong. That's just my personal opinion, because you need to look at how well he managed Brighton Hove Albion, and they were a threat to everyone. And then he came to Chelsea with all of that momentum, all of that, all of that praise, all of that expectation, and it seems to be drowned. And it seems like it was drowned in how massive Chelsea's recent history was, and how to handle such a squad with big depth, money to spend, and all of that. So, and then of course, I think Potter also started to experiment, and I think some of those experimentation cost him. I cannot remember. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I knew for a long time he never had a starting 11. I think up to the last game he played for Chelsea.
He never had a starting XL. From different rotation back here and there, putting players in the wrong position. I remember one time Sterling playing wing back, playing wing back, all those kind of things. Come on, this is Chelsea now. We don't need all those kind of. It's not Brighton. Come on, it's Chelsea now. You don't need those kind of experiments. time is at stake now. Like, you understand? Points are at stake. You don't need that. All those experiments. The mid-game, around 70 minutes, you begin to scratch your head and be like, what am I doing? What is this? What is this? No. Potter wasn't even it at all. He's a good manager though, but I'm not sure it was time for him at Chelsea.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Jose Mourinho. You said you'd like to bring Jose back. And I had to go and look at Jose's club, Roma. Roma, after 5 games, are 13 on the log in Italian Serie A. Chelsea, after 6 games, 14th on the log. Would you give anything to have just that one placement? A difference in placement? Or is it that you believe so much in Jose that you know that at the end of the day, it can turn the club around?
It's like giving something about giving one spot. No. It's just for what I want. I want to be seeing my team in top 4. I want to look at it. I don't need to be looking below I want to see my team in top 4. Now, Jose, his Roma team really hasn't really kick-started the season because of a lot of injuries to the key players like Pellegrini and all. So he has not really gotten his exile. But I believe that they will pick, definitely.
It's strange. It's strange for me that you can give Jose that much of an excuse, but you're not ready to even listen to anything from Pochettino.
How many of our players, our key players, Rich James?
Is injured. Rich James is out injured.
Yes.
And you bought Gusto. Nkunku is also out injured.
Nkunku and James. No. It's the signs, like it doesn't matter how will I put it? It's Chelsea. If 5 players are injured, it does not mean we lose to Nottingham Forest. That's inexcusable. You can't be losing at home. It's at home. Nobody's scared of Stamford Bridge again.
I think in this case I can proudly sing Stamford Bridge just falling down.
That's falling down. Just falling down. It's sinking. You can't
Stamford
see
Bridge.
We can't see Stamford Bridge again.
They are Chelsea.
You can't see the bridge has fallen. Roma is still like a top 6 team in its Serie A. They are not like a Manchester City over there. So if they miss 2 players, it can really affect the team. But Chelsea missing 2-3 players, key players, and then that's the end of the team. No.
And then Sopotilo.
And that's the end. That's not what. No. You begin to question the manager if he's truly, a genius. Personally, I've never been a fan of Pochettino. Never been a fan.
You said it before. You're saying it again.
My last rant, I was so shocked. How did they get into the club? His resume is not. It's not
when we look at his resume with Tottenham, you probably would want to say yes, he's fit for the job. Apart from the fact that at some point it reminded me. Now this might be a very dangerous comparison. It might be off point, but that's how I see it. It reminded me of a certain Arsene Wenger. When Arsenal refused to spend money and Wenger was actually able to manage the team, whatever we have, we use and we'll get to top 4. And he kept on doing that. And I think that's a plus for him. I don't know if you buy that idea, but I think that was a plus for him.
His Tottenham year, if I should rate over, his Tottenham years, if I should rate over 10, maybe a 6 over 10.
They won nothing actually. Yeah. They won nothing because he got them to the Champions League final.
Yes, that's what gets him the 6 over 10. It wasn't that. Come on, I've never had. He's like the Jose Mourinho light. He's not really.
Hey.
Yes, he's a Jose Mourinho kind of
Mauricio
light.
Pochettino is Jose Mourinho. I say that again. Mauricio Pochettino is actually Jose Mourinho light.
It's not. They are not those kind of tactical genius. Like, how would I put it? Pochettino, the only difference between Mourinho and Pochettino is that Mourinho will win and he has tactics. He has a plan.
Even if he has to pack the bus.
We'll get that point. Pochettino, I've not seen any of our games this season and I'll say that okay, the team played well.
What about the first match against Liverpool?
It was a big game. I think the big game. Chelsea wants to get rid of by the other games now, you begin to see that how come we are not. I cannot think of that game and say, okay, we played very well, but we're just unlucky. We've not been unlucky in any game. We've just been shit in all the games. We're not unlucky. We're shite in those games.
I mean, well, you're still being polite in your rant. You're still being gentle in your rant.
Yeah.
But then, I'm going to look at it. I didn't want to bring the Jose Mourinho comparison. You started it, and let's look at the coaches that you've had since Thomas Tuchel left.
Yeah.
You brought in Graham Potter. Potter left. You brought in who? Frank Lampard as a replacement killer. But you couldn't even. How many matches did you guys win under Frank Lampard? Maybe one or two. One. But you managed to stay in the league, and then of course now, high-end expectation. Pochettino had all the time in the world to, to prepare the team, but I think it's falling short. But from the look of things, do you think it's Poch's fault, or the fact that players or the players that are being bought are not players that he recommends?
It's his fault, obviously. It's the coach, it's the manager. He is the one that should really have the final say. The one that should have the final say. Now, look at the transfer window. This recently completed transfer window.
He signed 13 players, man.
13 players. Now, like I said earlier, the players we signed, are they really better than the ones that left?
Well, I'm sure your coach
I
thought
give an example, and it's not as if I'm capping. Jackson is not better than Aubameyang or Lukaku. I'm not capping. It's the truth. Okay, now look at this. Look at this now. He came. You released the likes of Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. Those were the club recognized number 10.
But you mentioned Kai Havertz. You mentioned Mount. A lot of your fans had already been cursing Kai. They've already been cursing Mason, that they're not players. And in fact, it's as if they took that dislike for them, that disdain for Kai Havertz, they took it with them, and they became Arsenal fans overnight. Anytime Arsenal is playing, we find a lot of Chelsea fans condemning Kai Havertz.
It's like a normal thing, because it didn't, to be fair, it didn't live up to the billing.
Well, is it his fault that it didn't live up to the billing, or that something was just fundamentally wrong with Chelsea after Tuchel left? Because we can tell that under Tuchel he played a little bit well. He was fair enough under Tuchel.
Yes.
He had all the prospects were still there under Tuchel. Scored your Champions League goal final, but but funny enough, scored in Champions League final. But funny enough, that's what a lot of people remember him for. They say he is not doing any good, and I feel personally that that's also putting a lot of pressure on him in Arsenal.
Havertz, he splits opinion. Kai Havertz. I personally am a fan of Kai Havertz. Before, when we signed him, I watched some of his clips and I was impressed. I had high hopes for him. So when he scored the final, the goal in the final, he kind of justified the money. But let's go back to the main thing now.